Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, airy. But it is hot out here. If you're living in obviously London, England, or obviously anywhere in the UK, pretty much, it's a heat wave going on in there. Obviously, like the Wiley song, it's a big heat wave going on. But let's get on to the unpopular opinions of today's episode. This is midweek, by the way. Hey, I thought this should come on a Sunday or something, but I thought let me bring it today. I haven't really got much in mind for the content, so I thought let's give you one more extra. Let's go. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. I find it weird that people would say there's a problem with people being sensitive. I think showing your sensitive side shows that you're human. You know what I mean? You're only human after all. You're only human. So sometimes showing that sensitive side shows people that you actually care about simplistic things. I think being too overly emotional though can be a bit of a drag. When you're just crying all the time, do you know what I mean? Reverse Eddie Murphy song. My girl likes to cry all the time, cry all the time, cry all the time. Can't have you crying too much. Do you know what I mean? Stop pouring your heart out, obviously like the Oasis song. But I hear it. Sometimes you've got to show some emotion. You know what I mean? It's the best way of communicating to someone how you really feel. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive. Being overly sensitive could be a bit problematic. Do you know what I mean? But let's move on to the next one. Life isn't short, it's long. I don't agree with that. I think life is short. You have to take life as it comes, because there's certain things you do that literally from the blink of the eye, you were a baby. And literally it just feels like about 10 years ago for me. I was in school, but it's been about 25 years since I was in school. It's mad. Do you know what I mean? I was last in secondary. So it's been a long time for me. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, wicked, wicked, wicked. Do you know what I mean? So it is short. Just take it as it comes and just keep on rolling like the Limp Bizkit song. Next one. The term girlfriend effect undermines genuine self-improvement. I think girlfriend effect doesn't really undermine that. I think, I think it kind of more shows that someone has that belief in themselves, that growth, that determination. But I don't think it undermines it. I think it actually adds to it. It shows that person more in a beautiful light. Do you know what I mean? Because that person obviously had a glow up when that girl came around. She gave him that je ne sais quoi when he really had a je ne sais na. Do you know what I mean? He was probably a passable for a lot of girls, and then he's probably had a fade up now. The beard's looking right. He's wearing sharper suits. He's coming with some, fresh stuff that people appreciate more and go, do you know what? You got it, guy. You got it. And why he's got it? Because the girls allowed him with the elevation and that. So I disagree with that. Next one we come to. One shouldn't wait for heartbreak before one decides to become fit. I agree with that, to be honest. I don't think it should take a heartache for you to decide I need to go into the gym and start pumping weights. I feel that you should do that if you really want to do it. Do you know what I mean? From the start, it should be something that motivates you. But people use a breakup as extra motivation. I don't know why. There's probably just something inside them that hulks out. They need to get out that pent-up frustration. The fact of the matter is that that person has said, you're not the one, and I'm moving on. That's probably made them trigger to the point where it's gone, nah, I need to go and pump weights, look mean and muscly, get my fitness on and all that, Hulk out and all that, showing them buffness and that. But I just feel like you don't need a breakup to be able to get yourself in the gym. But people use that as a motivational thing. But there can be other ways you can be motivational. Sometimes just listening to music. Sometimes just, feeling the vibes in general consensus when you're talking to people and they're telling you about maybe you should look at doing this, or the doctor is telling you that as well. Maybe they're seeing you and they think, hey, maybe you should, cut back on that and get yourself into doing a bit of fitness and that. But it shouldn't take those people to tell you. I think you should feel it within yourself and go, yeah, I need this for change to better myself. But hey, people have their ways, don't they? So, next one. Concert tickets should be sold in person only. I do think that sometimes it does take a bit of the piss, to be honest, when the tickets are literally sold out when you're trying to buy them online, because it's the case of where you've probably been queuing for a while and then you can't get those tickets to that artist you really wanted to see, and you have to probably wait till next year or when the next date is available that they might say, well, it was great, it's sold out show, so we'll probably make another show available. And then when you're trying to go and buy that, someone else has beaten you to the queue and taken the tickets that you actually wanted. So it's frustrating. I understand. I do think they should be sold in both ways, to be honest. In person, but I do think they should be sold online as well. I do think there should be an allocated amount that should be sold online and an allocated amount that should be sold when you buy them in person. That's just my thoughts on that, because I think sometimes you should always look at the early bird gets the worm, but the early bird sometimes doesn't always get the worm, you know what I mean? So the early bird needs another way of collecting the worm, which should be in person. So that's just my thoughts on that. Next one. Corporate office jobs rock. I don't know about that, to be honest. I think they're a bit dull as dishwater. Sitting in an office job for so many hours, you know what I mean? Especially when it's hot, you have to wear a suit, sitting at a desk, typing on a computer, you know what I mean? Corporate flow and that. Do you know what I mean? It's problematic. You want to cuss your boss out most of the time, because your boss tell you, where's the paperwork, Jim? Where's the paperwork, Sally? Why isn't it ready, Jim, Sally? Where's the paperwork? You know what I mean? Your boss is just being an absolute asshole. Do you know what I mean? So you just really want to tell him where to go. I don't like sitting in jobs, fidgeting it around on myself too long. I don't like it. I like to be around, using my hands, gripping things, pause, and then moving from one place to the next, because it's easier for me. I get to flex myself. I don't go gym often, so that helps with my process of being buff. Well, I'm not actually, look at me, not buffness here, there's just, as I said, chubby body things, but all of that. But anyways, I just can't do corporate jobs for me. Sitting in one place is boring, you know what I mean? And doing the same thing over and over again, it's boring to me. That's just my thing. And corporate office jobs do that often, and I find that to be one of the worst. I hate it. That's just my general opinion on it. Some people might love it, but I don't like it. I think if you have people there that you work with that can banter, then it probably makes the days go a lot easier. But I like to keep busy to the point where the day flies by, not sitting in an office typing on. That's long. That's annoying to me. I hear some people do that, and good luck to you collecting your checks, but for me, it's a no-go. No. But that's it, guys, for this episode of Unpopular Opinions, this midweek episode. So if you're feeling this episode or any of the previous episodes on the Randy Prizzle channel, you know what to do below, all of that. Big yourselves up, first-time watchers, season watchers, subscribe to your boy, tell the people I'm mad, crazy, insane in the brain Randy Prizzle is. And you know what we usually do here when we finish? I'll give my opinions and I'll react later on. Let's go. Summertime. 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 We're...